the things that men value in women typically happen when women are younger. Typically, when women are in their early 20s, men value a woman that hasn't been through a lot of trauma, that hasn't lived a hard life, that has not been sexually active as much. That's as most fertile as they could be. They're more agreeable. They're more willing to listen. Men value things typically from women that are younger. The things that women value or men typically happen as men get older.
How long do you feel like marriage should be an option? Like, how long do you feel like in the relationship, like, or when do you feel like marriage should start to be
Like a
a
conversation.
The next step, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like, wait, moving to the next step or the conversation about I'm interested
Well, both.
to
I
marry?
guess the conversation and when do you feel like if you are with this woman, let's say like I mean for me, I would say 2 to 3 years because I'm not giving you more than that. If we're still figuring each other out and we're still then we just don't need to be together. And I think we should all just not hold each other. I just feel like that's a long time. Like me personally, but what do I know? I'm 25. I don't like no more.
I mean, for men, it has a lot to do with where they are in their lives more than anything.
That is
So
true. Like financially, you're speaking.
yeah, if I'm a man and I'm just running the streets, then I'm not having a conversation at all with any girl until I'm really in a place where I believe that, like, I know what I'm doing with my career, I know where I'm gonna live, or I know what's going on in my life. I have a vision for my life, my my future family, etc. It has more to do with where I am. And a lot of times they'll say, like, a man doesn't marry the person he loves, he marries a person that he's with when he finds himself. So a lot of times it has to do with, like, when he really gets the chance to, like, settle down. Okay, I'm with this person. Let's go. Um, for women, I think it has more to do with when we talk about, like, people are married, but are people successfully married? Because you could be a woman and you could be married and you could still want to do the street thing. You could still want to go out on the girl strips and all that. But that to me isn't, you got the ring, you got the title, but are you really doing it in a way where it's gonna, like, be sustainable, where it's gonna be like a thriving marriage? So, women. The culture right now is pushing women to do the ratchetness, it's the sexy rays, the gorillas, the Meg the Stallions. That's what's being paraded in society. There's no feminine
Beyonce
woman.
is in there.
I feel like that's so crazy to say that. Like that, you're saying there's nobody pushing femininity. There is. I'll give you an example. She's a black creator, Nara Smith. I love her now.
Is she black?
She is. She's half African and she's, I think, German.
Well, they told her that she's a
So-
slave on
Well,
TikTok.
I don't know what they're talking
Hold
about,
on.
but
So
all
she
this
cooks
lady
everything
does,
from
all
scratch.
all she does is show how much she loves her kids and her family, and she
A
cooks for them,
slave.
and she posts that. But that's the thing. I don't think that there's a society that's pushing this. That's half of these people on social media are 21, 18. They don't need to be worried about marriage. I feel like the majority of the 25 and up are actually more serious with their life. I feel like when you think of social media, you're thinking of Gen Z, you're thinking of 18, 19-year-olds. They can go be ratchet and do whatever. They're kids. Like, these are young people. 17, the sexy red. That's the people that looked up to it. I don't know any grown woman that's my friend that's talking about, oh, Glorilla said this, Sexy Red said this, Cardi B. Like, nobody is really seriously taking that seriously. Like, I'm just saying me and my own life, like, me personally, I'm focused on so much more than that. I feel like we just think like, oh, social media, but that's young people on there. That's not, people our age.
I see the opposite. What I see is the women that are past kind of their prime, early 30s. They're like, okay, well, the man hasn't come for me. I'm going to just live my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that demographic of women is actually on antidepressants at the highest rate ever. Women are depressed. They're trying to mask it with, like, I'm chasing my career and I'm doing what I want to do. But we know statistically, women find joy in family more than anything else. Women find purpose in family more than career, more than anything else. But society has programmed women to believe in the feminism lie of, like, no, you can do what a man does. You can just go and be this high-powered CEO and you'll find another high-powered CEO man. It doesn't work like that.
It does. That's I feel like that's so crazy.
I don't believe that women are like intentionally like not looking for men. I believe in like what we said before in the fact that women probably think they have a lot of options. And so I feel like you can, and I feel like if social media is doing anything, it's like it's got rose colored glasses on situations, because everyone thinks that their relationship needs to be perfect, or that men need to be doing X, Y, and Z, and men need to be giving the whole alphabet A through Z. And I don't think that's realistic. I think basically what social media has done is everybody puts their best foot forward. Everyone puts look at the forever roses I got. Look at this expensive date I went on. Look at this trip I went on, all this other stuff. And I think the problem is not so much that, I mean, I disagree with Sierra in terms of like the social media aspect. I think social media has just done this thing where everyone thinks that a relationship or the guy that they're trying to be with needs to be this thing, and no one is being realistic about what it needs to be anymore. Like nobody is being realistic about, like, I mean, what was that list that came out a few months ago about like with the dates, like the it was like the list of,
can't go.
Yeah, the list of places that you can't go. Like, people are not being realistic.
That
like,
stuff is funny though. Like, some of that stuff is just like that.
It's funny, but I mean, a lot of there be people in
There's
the
a lot of
comments
people
that like,
who take that
it's
shit
like,
serious.
yeah, no, I don't.
I just be alone in my opinion, because I just feel like people are not seriously like, yep. I mean, like, just.
Do you think a guy can
off
take you to
social
Cheesecake
media.
Factory
Yeah, I've been to Cheesecake Factory.
on a first date?
See what I mean?
See?
I mean, we just didn't go. What are you saying? It's
No, I'm saying if a guy said that he was gonna take you to Cheesecake Factory on a first date.
I mean, it just depends on what we're doing else that day. Like, what are we doing that
So
day?
Cheesecake
that's it.
Factory can't be
That's
enough.
That's
I
a
don't
date.
know. It's not that. It could be okay. What if we went to go somewhere or the movies, and there's a Cheesecake Factory in the mall at the movies? Yes, we like. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I don't want, like, okay, for me, Cheesecake Factory is like a lunch type of vibe. You know, I don't think that's like a main event type of thing. It's more like a family restaurant to me, and it's loud in there too. So if we're trying to get to know each other, like, I'd rather get to know you like in a different aspect or
Setting.
whatever.
Could Chris Brown take you to Cheesecake Factory?
Hell yeah. See, the thing is, I
It's
think.
always the guy.
Y'all
It's
cannot
never the-
say stuff like that to me, because you don't even know who's wrote me or who.
Well,
like,
okay, it might
y'all
not even need to
can't
be
say
Chris
that.
Brown. It
Y'all
could
can't
be
say that.
insert celebrity that
Michael
you
B.
find.
Jordan.
I'm just saying,
Insert
I don't even
celebrity.
like,
I don't
I
know
don't
who it
like
is.
cute men. Like, let's not, like,
But
I
that's
don't
my
want
point,
nobody
is like-
looking, oh, I'm so Mr. Pretty. No, I like the ones that are probably overlooked, that's cool, that got a good personality. That's the thing. You might see me and think, okay, this is what, I don't even like type of dudes like that. Like, if you think you want to be the prettiest in the room, no, bye. Like, I like the person that's going to want to cater to me and do different things just to, like, make my life easier. And I'll make your life easier in return. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I feel like just the little things with me. But I just don't like that you said that women are past their prime at 30, and you said that, oh, they're depressed and different things. Because me personally, my mom, she went and got her degree, she got her master's, she got married at 30, and she had me at 35. I don't think she was past her prime at all. So everybody's life is different, and everybody hits their milestones at different times. You could still find happiness, you could still be with somebody. I don't think there's a cap on that. There's people in other races, these celebrities be 50 years old, pregnant, having babies 45. Like, so I don't think it's just always, I think it's really just with black women. Like, it's always like, oh, black women, like, you're old and you're bitter, you're gonna just be like an auntie, or, you know, you don't have any kids, like, you're no good. But it's like, men be 65, 50 years old, still trying to be in the streets, still trying to talk to young girls, you know? So I just feel like, why do women have it so hard, but men can be 50 trying to talk to 25-year-olds?
Well, to be fair, we have a clock.
Yeah.
That's why the men can be 60
We
in the
don't,
street.
though. We
Girl,
don't.
we have a biological clock.
We don't. As long as your body is working, I feel like at the end of the day, as long as if you go to your doctor and you're healthy and your body is still working, my mom had me at 35.
No, I'm not saying 35. I'm
She's
saying
60. You should see her right now. This lady can run miles, like run laps around these young people, literally. So it's just like, I just come from like people that did things in different ways. Like, for example, my grandma had 3 kids at 21. She did, you know, the older days. What's that? The boomer generation.
Yeah.
They're different. So it's like, I don't think, oh, you're 30, it's over for you. You know?
The things that men value in women versus the things that the things that men value in women typically happen when women are younger. Typically when women are in their early 20s. Men value a woman that hasn't been through a lot of trauma, that hasn't lived a hard life, that has not been sexually active as much. That's as most fertile as they could be. They're more agreeable. They're more willing to listen. Men value things typically from women that are younger. The things that women value or men typically happen as men get older. You want a man with money, that takes time. He has to make himself into something. That comes with age. You want a man with some wisdom.
So how are we supposed to get together if I'm supposed to be young and popping at 25? You don't got money at 30. So what are we supposed to do?
Age.
What are we supposed to do?
So back in the day, it was age gap dating. A lot of people's parents, there's an age gap of at least 8 to 10 years,
10
to 15
sometimes.
years. You'll see that a lot of the man is significantly older than the woman. That's not just by happenstance.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, if you want to date somebody your age, they're not realistically gonna be able to provide you a house. Like, that's the thing, or the family structure that they might not be ready for it. So it's just like, what am I supposed to do? If I want to get married at, like, honestly, I've been thinking about it. Like, I've been thinking, like, okay, I want to date, like, realistic people that I want to be with. I don't want to date just to have fun, because I'm at the financial state where I can go pay for dinner. I can go, like, I don't need a man to get me dinner. Like, I want to really date you to really, like, be with you. I don't want to just, I took post up, like,
I mean, so the question is, would you be comfortable working or building with a dude? Because, like, theoretically speaking, you're 25, meeting a dude 27, 25, he might not be making that kind of money at that age.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you work with him to get to that level? Would you be, or does he already have to be a finished project?
I mean, it just depends on, like, this, like, your energy and just your drive, I feel like, because some people, they just will talk about it and talk about it. I'm a very action-based person, so it's like, okay, if I'm giving you the tools, it goes back and forth, because I don't want to have to give you game. Like, I kind of want you to be a little bit further ahead.
No, I mean,
that's my point.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, right?
It
You want
you
somebody,
don't
but I
need
mean,
to be like a millionaire. I'm just saying.
But
like,
he could have the ambition.
I just, like, I don't want to be like, I gotta motivate you every day. Okay, come on, you gotta go to work. You gotta, like.
So
I don't
okay,
wanna have
I'm
to
not saying you got to motivate. I'm just saying he might not be at his financial peak, but he's doing okay, right?
I mean,
and it's just like maybe
me,
5-10 years from now, he's gonna hit that peak where he's making $500,000 or more. But in the current stage, at 27, he's not.
But she got
me
options.
personally, I'm not waiting 5-10 years for anybody. I don't care how much money you have.
But I'm saying he
5-10
got the
years
characteristics, the ambition. He got the head on
5-10
straight. He got the
years is
vision.
Too long. Like,
I mean,
that's too long.
She got options. She got a dude that got it today. So
that's
why
what, see, that's
build
what
with the
but
guy?
that's what I'm saying.
Not even that though. But 5-10 years is too much to give to somebody. You can get married. You don't have.
So that's
to
what we're saying. It was a big age gap because
It be
most
people
men ain't gonna get
that's
that.
Poor. A lot of people that are literally on all type of government assistance, all type of stuff, and they're married. So it's the commitment. People are scared of commitment. It
Because
has nothing to
they're
do with how
willing to
much money
build
you
that.
have. There's so many people, all cultures. They be working, like, literally other cultures, Spanish cultures, different cultures. The man is working. If he's working construction, his wife, I bet you she's at home. They're not even making
That's a cultural thing.
$100,000 a year.
Let me bring you into my world. Let's say me and you work at Chipotle. I'm dating girls who work at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Five Guys. You are dating guys that are vice presidents.
Vice president?
You're getting offers from guys that are making $200,000 plus a year. You're getting offers from guys that are willing to fly you out. I'm not getting offers from girls that are willing to fly me out. I'm trying to get the girl that works at McDonald's, and she's getting offers from guys that's willing to fly her out.
Well, I don't work at McDonald's, so we're gonna start there.
But I'm saying the way that the dating pool is like the average man is getting overlooked by the average woman because the guys up here are digging down.
Yeah.
And they're saying, "Oh, this is easy. I can just offer her."
Because a guy with money doesn't care how much money you have. He just is like, listen, I got it. Just come rock out with me.
But what happens to that? What happens to the Chipotle man? That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna have to find somebody that appreciates his qualities and that is more statute to what he has to offer. There's gonna be somebody for everybody. I'm just saying, me personally, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, I told you, like, I go on trips. I do these things for myself. So I feel like if somebody's coming to me with those things, I don't feel like that's asking out of my reach. I feel like that's within my reach and my grasp of what I know what I make every month. I know how much my rent is. My rent's $3,000 and I'm paying for it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like these are like unrealistic expectations. I feel like realistically, like, some girl that works at Chipotle, she's not getting flown out and doing all, like, that's some different stuff.
So Shaq DM'd the girl that worked at Home Depot. It was a big story. There's plenty of
That's
stories
Shaq,
just like
he agreed.
this.
He gonna do that. Like, he agreed.
But there's plenty of stories. There's the stories about Drake talking to the average girls and smashing other man's woman.
And
like,
they're, because they've dealt with the he's like Serena Williams. Like, she's a high-powered woman. That woman wins all type of stuff. She's got everything going for her. They didn't work out because it was too much for him. I think high-value men and high-powered men, they don't like a really super strong-willed woman with a lot of money, with a lot of intelligence sometimes too. Sometimes they just want you to sit there and be cute and just nod and smile. So that's why I feel like high-value men or whatever, high-income men, whatever you want to call it, they might go down because they're like, listen, I'm giving you something you never experienced. So you're going to be gracious to me and you're going to be loyal to me in return for that. That's what I think.
So what's the solution for the average man, right?
The
because
average man,
what's
I don't know. You said the
I mean,
there is.
I mean, I would say, look, it's funny, just sitting here listening to it, I'm like, it's funny because you think about it, like, this is just like pretty privilege at play, right? Like, we're both working at Chipotle. Because it's a funny story, I was talking to a girl, when I was far removed from college, and she was kind of like, just graduated college, and I'm like, it was like a 5-7 year age gap between me and her. And she was telling me she never dated anybody in college, and I was like, why not? And then she was like, because they ain't make no money. And I was like, well, you're in college, you're both broke, right? But I think because what happens is that the broke guy in college has to build a lot of character through hard life experiences, where she might not have to, just because it's pretty privileged. But long term, she might be exposed to the easy path, which doesn't allow her to build character, right? Or like she might be, I guess, overexposed to these kind of things and now expects it, which kind of changes her, I guess, dating trajectory. Because now she feels like she can only entertain a certain genre of guys because the other genre of guys just don't got the bread. So long term, that might hurt her and push her to be 35 because now she has so much preference or choice that she doesn't actually make a good choice. Where the Chipotle dude actually has to make himself of something to obtain something of similar value that she obtained for.
Well, I think that's
for free
two
ease.
different. I think that's two different spectrums because we're saying Chipotle, but is he working Chipotle while he's in college to be like a tech guy?
I mean, I don't know what both. I don't know what both of the people are doing.
It's
just,
I feel like if you're in college, like there's a lot of people that are working in tech and different things. Like if you're in a field that's obviously gonna make money in the future, like I feel like you should look at like, hey, he's in a business school.
But just like you said, girls ain't gonna wait though.
They're not
waiting.
Not 5 to 10 years, but I mean, if you're in college.
But when I was in college, I was an engineering major. Girls wasn't giving me time just because they knew I was engineering. They was talking to all the athletes. They was talking to the athletes and the fraternity dudes.